Chegamos. Pousamos aqui agora em Indianapolis, aeroporto especial. Sempre tem um carro aqui, depende da etapa. Tá pra vocês aí. Vambora. Ó, aqui tem um carro, mas esse é o que eu tô falando. Um carro da Indy antigo sempre tá aqui, mas lá na saída eles têm um carro do evento. Então se tiver NASCAR, vai ter o NASCAR aqui. Quando tem a Indy 500, tem um carro da Indy aqui. Olha que lindo. 39, mano. V16 o motor. Meu Deus do céu. Delicioso. Isso tá bonito, viu? AO Race. Tá aprovado. Viu a marca de porrada na porta? Viu? Tudo ralado.
Ele é o mesmo.
Ele tira essa foto por cima.
The green, open, that's the exit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, John. Have a good day.
Sua mochila, Muri.
Esse é gravando agora. Curioso, manter calma, meio caos.
Comunicativa, é comunicativa. Ela fez o quê?
Ai, pede pra...
Aí, ó, Vitor chegou, aí, ó.
Bem?
Aí, ó. Veio de Orlando, tava em Washington. Veio aqui
Ver a
só
corrida do
prestigiar,
Celso aí.
só pra ver a corrida aí, ó. Mais um na torcida.
Bora.
Estamos aqui no IMSA, mas ninguém vai malhar não, viu, gente? A gente só parou aqui sem querer mesmo. Estamos aqui no Cityway, no centro de Indianápolis. Agora é triste falar isso, essa brincadeira, né? Centro de Indianápolis, estamos tomando um café, tá aqui ali a Lily, ó, Laboratórios Lily. Aí você tá aqui calçada, não sei o que, aí uma música. Aí você olha... Aí a brincadeira é isso, se fosse no Brasil,
E vem aqui outro.
ia ter.
Todos os postes públicos.
Agora, poste público no meio da rua.
Sistema de som Bose completo.
Ia ficar algum desses?
Olha ali, todos. Tocando música. Na hora. E lá nem a luz tá ficando, imagine o som.
Estão roubando poste com energia, pô, o fio com energia, o cara levando choque, tudo, pra levar o cobre.
O poste inteiro, não é nem a caixa de
Aqui já leva o poste inteiro, que é bonitinho, ó. Que loucura, né, velho?
Deixa assim.
Está muy junto de la borda, ¿entiendes? Porque hay
Thank you.
Esse ovo, esse ovo.
Fala, Gugu.
Ela também.
O café deixa ele animado, deixa ele soltinho.
Ele já é.
Tava batizado com uma voz. Ó o Ferrari, velho.
aí.
Parei.
3, 2, 1.
Vai.
Melhorou.
Mais tarde eu vou buscar vocês.
Viu?
Mais tarde eu vou buscar vocês. Isso aí. Até.
Você deixou ela chaleirando aí, Celso Neto?
Eu não, né?
Vai pro vlog, viu? Kiko, vai pro vlog. Kiko, e aí, Kiko?
Ficaram
A
aí
sogra.
2 horas no carro esperando.
Ainda bem que foi Kiko que fez com a sogra, né?
Foi. Não, ainda com fome mesmo, velho. A junta fome com raiva.
Não, olha o sol, velho, coisa linda. Torre lá, o Pagoura.
Agora.
Quer que eu vou lá atrás?
Ready?
Let's go.
Pronto para o dia?
Pronto.
O que é que a gente vai fazer hoje?
Hoje temos 2 treinos oficiais. Agora pela manhã, pela tarde. Isso, trabalhar bastante no carro, acerto. Vai ser bem diferente os dois, porque vai estar mais frio hoje de manhã e quente de tarde, então isso.
Diferença absurda a temperatura, né?
É, vai ser bem distinto os 2 treinos, mas assim, pra corrida é bom. A gente tem uma noção de o carro no calor e tudo. O frio não vai valer muito, assim, mais pro quali mesmo, que é bom, mas
O qual é esse horário?
não é tanta importância assim no fim de semana, porque esse horário é amanhã. É isso.
Vamos pra cima. Olha quem já tá aí, ó. Acordou cedo, ó. Ligeiro, ó. Acordou cedo. Vamos por aqui, ó. Pô, tá escuro ainda. Morning.
O sol não saiu ainda.
O sol nem saiu ainda. Backdoor. Morning, guys. Bom dia, camarada.
Tudo bem?
Tudo bem. Esse é Victor, esse é Juan. Cafézinho? Dá pra rodar? Ó quem tá aqui, ó.
Aí, surpresa.
Ó quem achamos aqui.
Perdido.
Perdido. O Ryan já assinou. O Celso Neto vai assinar aqui. Pra deixar pros fãs ali.
Edge of the road, that line starts closest to you to the right. So if you're getting over to the right and out of the way of traffic.
Vai, fudeu o Zé de Mano encostado.
Como é que foi o Drivers Meeting? Alguma novidade? Pra galera do Brasil, o que é que muda?
Eles são muito restritos em limite de pista, né? Então aqui tem muito pouco lugar que tem benefício, mas os que tem, eles são bem chatos.
Se usar track limits, passar
Se usar pela sua vantagem, é punição na hora.
na hora.
Se for um erro, o cara escapar, tipo assim, é um
Alguém lhe puxou ali.
warning, né? Eles dão um aviso, mas depois dá uma punição. O maior ponto é esse.
Entendi.
É muito resultado aqui. O tamanho do freio dianteiro, velho. E a marca é a mesma coisa da nossa Alcon. Mesma marca do nosso freio. É o maior freio.
Você viu que é o mesmo pneu e é o mesmo freio, né?
Não,
Alcon.
o tamanho do freio.
É o freio de corrida mesmo.
É o freio do nosso carro do áudio. Mesma marca, né?
Mesma marca, Alcon.
Esse é o novo 26, ó. O painel mudou, tá vendo?
Já é o novo.
É, o painel agora mudou um pouco, tá vendo? Os botões ficaram horizontais em vez de vertical. Esses são bons performance.
Tudo com carbono.
Alcântara, ó, tudo Alcântara. Todo.
Que maca, hein? V-Number 001. Incrível. Incrível. 250 cavalos.
253 milhas por hora. Na pista. É a maior turbina em produção atualmente no mundo. Carro de rua, né? Carro de rua.
A lot of straightaway gear. You can sweep back and forth and make sure we get a good scrub at giving corners. Clear. One car, you're clear. You're up to speed. Falling. One in. 76, if you can get to him. 476 pits next time to repair this damage. Car 76. Alright, just waiting on the driver change here and then we will be clear. Alright, you are clear out. Clear to the dot plate, clear to the dot plate. drive-through penalty for an egregious track limit violation that was so great it doesn't require a warning. Car 59, straight to drive-through. Radio check there, Ron. Radio check. Check, Ron, radio check. Radio check, radio check. Fuel number. Clear to the fast lane, clear to the fast lane. Fuel number is 7.25 and I left the box, 7.25. Copy, thank you.
But it was not slow.
Brazil is a different kind of compared to Canada, I imagine.
Escolhe quando você quer de temperatura, exatamente. Só que demora tipo uns 10 minutos para esfriar.
Ah, bom. Aí quando ele esfria, o carro tá uns 10 minutos.
Bom dia, bom dia.
Bom dia.
E aí?
Corrida, né?
O que é que tem hoje?
Corrida, quali corrida. Amanhã cedo agora quali, muito fácil, né? Então, cano cheio, pistinha fria, tudo que dá, carro leve, pneu novo, melhor situação possível. Então,
Pra cima, né?
pra cima.
E hoje é engraçado que é duas operações no mesmo dia, né? É quali e corrida junto.
Exato, meio raro isso. Pouca etapa esse ano a gente fez assim, mas pra equipe interessante, muito rápido o tempo, né? Entre as duas sessões.
Então vai ser quali.
Quali 8 da manhã, corrida 12h30, vai. Então tem 3, 4 horas só pra preparar o carro e tudo mais. Inspeção técnica entre as duas sessões, mas pra gente é interessante, eu prefiro assim, porque como uma sessão de aquecimento, né? Tem de manhã pra andar e a prova na tarde, então é bom.
Engraçado que o setup do carro é bem diferente de um pro outro, né?
bem
Até
oposto.
pelo horário, né?
O outro etapa de quali, que tá frio de manhã, então o pneu dura mais nesse sentido, mas a etapa é muito mais agressivo, então o pneu vai durar aí 3, 4 voltas somente. E na corrida é um setup feito para durar aí a prova inteira, né? Que é uma prova de um sprint mínimo de 1 hora para cada piloto, então é feito para esse sentido aí, então é bem diferente, bem mais traseiro na corrida, começa traseiro e termina um pouco mais dianteiro, então é bem legal a dinâmica aí, bem mais quente também, à tarde, então a diferença aí vai estar uns 20 graus de manhã e uns 30 à tarde, então é bem diferente como funciona o pneu, a pista, o traçado e tudo mais. Aí também entre isso tudo vai ter 2, 3 provas no Lamborghini da Porsche Cup, que acaba sujando muita pista, botando muita areia, muita pedra, muito pedaço de borracha na pista, então vai ser bem interessante isso aí pra prova. Valeu.
Mais um dia saindo de noite, né? Bom dia, Indianapolis.
no bolso aqui, ó, pra tirar um cochilo pré-corrida.
Cochilo pré-corrida.
A porta boa, né? Pra ficar menos sol também.
Muito bom, né?
Mas tá bom. Só o fone.
Deve ser relax, né?
Tá bom. Tá pronto.
Valeu, valeu.
Where's the DJ? Where's the DJ?
Good morning, everyone.
That's
Good morning,
the DJ,
ladies and
guys.
gentlemen.
That's the DJ, guys.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. We are from INDY. Quality time now.
We're gonna go out today. We're gonna have a good day. We're gonna go kick some ass.
Amazing.
Everyone's gonna have a good day for sure.
Perfect. Let's go.
Just 3 minutes, sir. 3 minutes to GS.
É pole!
Olha com nós, velho.
É pole! Thank you.
Olha com nós, pai. Tem não, pá.
Tem pra ninguém não, tem?
Pô, o cara tem 3 décimos só naquele Cupra, irmão. Aí vai empurrar meio no cara.
Como é que foi?
Foi muito bom, né? A gente achou uma volta boa no final. Vinha muito tempo aí esquentando pneu traseiro. Tava muito frio aqui hoje de manhã, quase amanhecendo praticamente na hora da classificação. Então foi um desafio para todo mundo, né? Deixar o traseiro quente e não deixar o dianteiro nesse processo. Então, mas foi bom. 2 décimos do P1, todo mundo próximo, 1 décimo parado o resto do top 5. Então, uma lugar de segundo. A gente sabe que o carro do primeiro lugar tá bem fora da curva de performance. Mas é isso. Então, acho legal. 12h40 horário americano. Então, valeu.
lane. But tell you what, Calvin, if the Brian Herta Autosport teammates just focus on each other and they don't look in the rearview mirror at the 93, they're missing out on something, because the 93 is charging.
Until they tried to fire the car up on the false grid. It rolled out fine, it went through qualifying fine earlier this morning, and yeah, the frustration was evident from the entire team as they rolled that car back to the garage.
Yeah, no oil pressure we're hearing from the team when he started it, and that was probably because it was being all blown out the back, as we heard from Arjuna, throwing a lot of white smoke out the back. Now here's the TCR leaders already catching the Van der Ster Racing Aston Martin, the yellow car, as Christina Sloss at the wheel at the moment, and she's just been off the track right in front of them, so she'll have dirt on our Michelin tyres. And this is the first danger area for Eric Powell, who continues to lead. First pole position for VGRT, Victor Gonzalez Racing. First IMSA pole position for Cupra, the Spanish sporting brand. Now, can Eric get this done before the long front straight? Because then it's going to be difficult unless the team... Oh, and he's gone wide. He is down the inside, but I think Christina's going to work as a little bit of a pick there. The lead passed to the Audi for a moment, and then Christina trying to hold her line, getting mugged by not one, not two, but three TCRs, and through into second goes LP Montour in the white Honda. Now, sensibly, in that little battle, we've got one of the Hyundais trying to get the draft from the Aston Martin down the front straight. Well, that could have gone horribly wrong in so many different ways. It was actually heads-up driving from everybody, including Christina, who just held her line. Christine Sloss in the Van der Ster Racing Aston, unwittingly getting involved in the TCR battle at the front of the field. And it was LP Montour who made the advantage of that. But somehow, through all that, Ryan Marine, Eric Powell hung on to the lead.
Somehow, it's a great way of putting it. It was really, really close. It looked like he had read the traffic wrong, left the door open to the inside, and Celso Neto was on the attack, but ultimately he didn't have that traffic come back his way. Powell held on to the advantage, and LP Montour was able to take advantage of the traffic to get up into the second spot.
Look at the battle for the lead in TCR. It's coming to turn 7, heavy on the brakes. The Cupra in the hands of Powell, then the Audi, and then the Honda. Powell, Neto, and Montour.
Yeah, Powell put together a brilliant lap here this morning to grab that pole position. They've been knocking on the door, been taken out twice at 2 recent rounds at Road America and VIL. So there's a lot of frustration in that group. Eric's not feeling 1,000,000%. He's got some kind of nerve pinch in his shoulder, and I said, well, you'll have to do your best center impression if you do grab the big trophy here today and somehow get it above your head. But he's hanging on for dear life right now because Neto is looking really quick there in the Audi. He looks to the inside.
Yeah, and you're just going to have to make sure you stay off of each other. The officials have been very aggressive with the penalties, and look at this. This is the problem with some of the slower GS traffic. Powell guessed right. Neto did not, and the big run may come from Montour in the 93.
Yeah, Montour looked at that beautifully. Just the chess match there in traffic. You do get that dynamic with the really fast TCR cars around here versus the tail end of that GS field. So Montour up to second. Neto has to slot back in here and just try and regroup a little bit.
Take a look at how this all unfolds. Powell trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do with this GS Aston Martin in front of me? Neto chooses one direction, Powell the other. Powell guessed right.
Yeah, he did, and he took, he used up a little bit more of the road and into the grass there to make sure he didn't make contact with the Aston Martin. That's been the frustration. Incidents like that that have been out of their control so far has kept them out of victory lane.
A little bit more breathing room for Powell this time down into turn 7. Line astern, though, the top 3. And then in 4th, just behind them, you see the 98 of Philippi. And that has championship implications right there. The 98 behind the 93.
Part of the circuit, and he's got that pointing back in the right direction as he heads on with his Porsche, that number 14 car. It's ridiculously close in TCR too.
Back up front in TCR, they've closed down on Hampton, the GS Porsche just in front. What do you do with the traffic? Powell negotiated it really well earlier. Will he make the right choice here? Matt, what do you have on the 7?
Well, when you look at Neto, the young 21-year-old, his voice, how he's driving, it sounds like he's a veteran, an old soul. He simply came on the radio after they had that shuffle with that 99. He said, you know, the 99 just has so much power down the straightaways, but he's just going to ride, take care of those tires. And that's the one thing you talked about, the tire dag. On a scale of 1 to 10, Ryan Eversley told me we're about a 7, but we're so much better than we thought. So a lot of confidence coming in, just being patient, because you mentioned we got over an hour and 45 minutes left.
Yeah, a long way to go, and now the 93 of Montour and Neto have hooked up, trying to use a little draft to stay with Powell as they head down to turn 1. And now Montour on the outside, Neto looking to the inside.
Tell you what, that Honda looks really good in the brake zone. You see Neto there had the nose absolutely pinned, was looking at maybe outbraking the Honda into turn 1, but Montour just stayed stoic there on the racing line and seemed to be able to brake a little bit deeper than the Audi into that corner. But as you said, they're all fighting that Cupra. Eric Paolo communicating with him this morning, he said everyone says we got more straightaway speed, but he said I think the 93 car's got the edge. That was a bit of a political game amongst around the paddock about who's got what.
And so we're talking basically half of a lap that you lose anytime you have to do that drive-through. So they'll have a lot of work to do to try and recover from that miscue.
By the way, the other car involved when we saw the spinning David Hampton, our Motorsports Porsche, was Frank Depew in the Rebel Rock Racing Aston Martin, number 71 car. That has gone to race control for consideration. Across the line, Luke Mars, just by a scant 3/4 of a second from Nate Cicero, Porsche, from Ford, from Toyota, from Aston, from Ford, from 2 BMWs. Sean McAllister up to 7th position, coming through, desperately trying to keep Car Bomb with Peregrine Racing in the fight. But now the battle for the lead in TCR is on the front straight, coming to the yard of bricks. We'll head for a BDO pit report in just a second. Who gets the better drag down the front straight? The grey Cupra holding onto it at the moment, and it's the battle for second. Big slide, slithery moment from the 3rd place car. That is the Audi of Celso Neto, trying to get down the inside of the white Honda Civic there. Just couldn't make it happen. Big stopping down there at turn 1. More traffic coming as well. We'll stay with this battle for just a second. Through the chicane at 5 and 6, onto the middle, the infield straight, Holman Boulevard it's called, under the drive over bridge, and they've got, I think that's David Hampton right ahead of them. Yes, it is, the man who spun earlier on. Now there was another shortcut taking at turn 1, this time by another one of the Hyundais. It was Preston Brown, but again I think that is avoiding an incident there. And as long as he's not made up any positions, it's all when they're passing some of the slower GS cars. Oh no, it has been. So the number 18 car has been penalised for that shortcut. So that was Lance Bergstein early on. So it looks to me as though that will be the standard. Frank Depew has been given incident responsibility for that hit on David Hampton, so he'll have to come down pit lane. And whilst I wait for everything else to be penalised, let's go down to the pit lane. A BDO pit lane report from Arjuna.
I'm standing in the MMG camp with Carl Whitmer as we watch this battle for the TCR lead. Carl, the championship is uber close, and qualifying points could be important as well.
We saw that earlier with the Hyundais this year, so maybe everything's fine.
Neto right there on the back of Montour.
We'll deal with that and tire deg, of course. It's really hot today, so you know, try and protect it as much as we could.
The Cupra looks quite quick, and you and I were talking yesterday. You wouldn't mind if the Cupra wins as long as it helps you take points off your championship rivals. And one benefit is the championship leader. They qualified down in 10th. They've got some work to do.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. I mean, you know, this is the best touring car field in all of North America. There's the best drivers out here. So, yeah, the Cupra's fast, and you know, and there's some tracks where we're fast at. So, you got to take some and where we can, and hopefully get some big points.
Thanks.
Well, it's not going the way that he would like at the front of... it is going the way that he would like at the front of the field, because in a little bit of a schmozzle coming to lap David Hampton, the TCR leader went down the inside at turn 12. Eric Powell getting alongside, but then seemingly trying to back out of it. This might get looked at. It might be even worse for Eric Powell than just losing the lead. I'm not sure what David Hampton is doing there, trying to hold up the leader in the other class, but again, he's got his own race to run, so that's not my decision to make. But in all of that, Ryan, through has gone the Montreal Motorsport Group, Honda, and now leads the race. Change of leader in TCR.
Well, I'll say this, any car-to-car contact, really going back to the VIR weekend, but through the practices, through qualifying, everything we've seen here at Indianapolis as well, we have seen a penalty for the car that's maybe the aggressor, let's say. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, this is primarily clockwise track, and you really are putting the load just on the left-hand side tires. Most of the big corners are that way, and so if you're looking at a shorter second stop because you've done this top-up here, you can still get the 2 tires done comfortably within that top-up time, I would think. And so that would probably be a pretty viable strategy, as we've seen the tire wear hasn't been massive here this weekend.
GT cars around the outside as well. The number 89 Tyler Chambers Heart Machine has not stopped. Neither has Eric Rockwell for Rockwell Auto Developments, running the Elantra for the first time this weekend, and that's something that we haven't talked about yet. But a number of teams this year changing their manufacturer mid-season. I don't think I've seen quite as many doing it mid-season, talking about it for the following year possibly, but extraordinary stuff here in TCR. Here comes Monto down the inside, trying to make up a position, and just about gets it done at turn 1, but again he's got the TGM Aston right ahead of him as LP Monto went down the inside of that Tyler Chambers Hart car. Here comes the 99 into the pit lane. Incident responsibility with the Porsche. That, my goodness me, that must have been very tight. He was almost alongside, but almost not good enough. And of course, he can't serve that under yellow, so he's having to do it now. He's going to lose 3/4 of a lap. 52 seconds in the pit lane at pit lane speed limit speed.
With the left foot, just to make sure he's got something when he gets to the big brake zone. And he's lost a ton of time to Cicero since Cicero got by, so they'll be managing that. He's made some cockpit adjustments as well, trying to stay on top of it, but that has to have them really nervous. We talked about them coming in with a massive championship lead, 240 points, and talking about potentially there was a mathematical situation where they could leave Indianapolis with basically both hands on the championship trophy going into the season finale. But this is the kind of thing that could really be a major setback for them.
How about the battle in TCR? Eduardo Go absolutely on the back bumper. Across the line last time, they were separated by 0.005 of a second, which means there must have been an overlap, because you can't be that close in time if they were line astern. And in fact, the bright orange Go Motorsport Cupra has taken the lead. The Cupra VZ is absolutely the car to have today. On pole position for Victor Gonzalez Racing Team, but now with their penalty, of course, Eric Powell down in 16th position. But what a run for Eduardo Go. They were the early adopters, I suppose you could say, Ryan, of the Cupra brand. To his Ford Racing junior teammate. Now here come the TCRs. I expect all of the TCRs to come in, at least from the front of the field.
So TCRs are in.
And the Cupra leads the 7 Audi. Young Neto, this kid just continues to impress. Ryan Eversley, a great coach. If you're going to have someone that's going to help mature you, especially at this level of auto racing, you couldn't pick a better coach than Ryan Eversley with his huge book of experience and a lot of confidence today. Eversley told me they felt like that, especially later in the run, they had a lot more tire left of those Michelins. than they had expected, especially going back and looking back to last year. But a lot of action going on here. Driver changes taking place. Just under an hour to go here.
Excellent pit stop from MMG, not just to get Carl Whitmer into the car, but to win the race off of pit lane. And Brian Herder Autosport machine, another car that's heading back behind to the garage. Gearbox issues for the Hyundai Hope on wheels, number 33.
Thanks for that, Arjuna.
Eversley up front. What a boost this would be for this team if they were able to hold on for the next 29.5 minutes to take the victory. He and Celso Neto have been so fast all season long.
The yellow and blue BMW. Meantime, we haven't talked about TCR for a while. Ryan Eversley in the grey Audi with the highlight yellow stripes leads it for Precision Racing. 2 Hyundais behind in the shape of Denny Dupont and Harry Gottsager. And then it's Tyler Gonzalez for Victor Gonzalez Racing. That is a great comeback from those guys.
It was a 20-point lead coming in. That is how costly these penalties are this late in the year.
In our Porsche keys to the race for the WeatherTech Championship yesterday, I have written down penalties. That is going in there because they have been transformative. Even in this 2-hour race, we've got 6 hours tomorrow. Hope you can join us for that. We'll set the grid for the TireRack.com Battle on the Bricks after this race, so stay with us for live coverage in sound and vision. If you're watching us now, you'll be able to see the qualifying. No subscription required. If you're in the US, stay tuned to us here on RS2 IMSA Radio on 103.9 around the circuit. Is the comeback almost complete in TCR for our newest pole sitter? Here comes the battle of the 2 grey cars, actually down into turn 1, coming from a long way back in second place. Just gets it hauled up, but it's wide by Eversley. Can the Seat cut back underneath? Tyler Gonzalez and Ryan Eversley having a cracking scrap. Harry Gottsager with the best seat in the house. And then it's Carl Whitmer in the MMG Honda as well, having a little look in there. So this is now all tightening back up at the front of the field. That is the battle for the lead in TCR, Ryan.
Do not take any risk. You got a fast car. He's really deep on the brake zones there. Eversley just giving him a little bit of elbow room, recognizing he can afford to give up the apex a little bit and still maintain that track position.
59, Billy Johnson, a penalty drive-through, incident responsibility with Matt Plum in the 46. We thought that was coming. I got to believe the same fate awaits Patrick Gallagher, but we've got to wait on the official news for that. And for Ryan Eversley, what you see there is the professionalism and the experience. He saw that Cooper down to the inside, and he knows that Gonzalez would get a penalty, but it doesn't help you if you're spun on the racetrack. So leaving the room that he needs to.
Well, the 2 of them had been in lockstep, working their way to the front. They're fighting just outside of the top 5 right now.
Fifth and sixth. Sorry, 6th and 7th. Yeah, spot on. TCR for the lead, side by side, 2 wide, 2 deep, coming down from turn 2 to the short shoot to turn 1 on the oval, or if you prefer, turn 12, 13 and 14 on the infield course. Somebody diving into the pits there off the back of that TCR lead battle. I think that was Billy Johnson taking his drive-through penalties. He was coming back through the field across the line. The top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. So the orange Seat at the back of the line is in the group again. And that's Eddie Gore. That's the top 6 in TCR. In the conversation, Chad Gilsinger for the Hart Honda, the 89. He's reeling them all in as well. This battle at the front of TCR is bringing this all together as if it was the first lap of the race, not 25 minutes to go, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. What a move, by the way, from Tyler Gonzalez. Kind of feinted to the outside, the door opened to the inside, and he dove for it. Got to the inside of Eversley, drew alongside and made the pass, and now he's pulling away. This is the pole-sitting car. We talked about it at the Open. First ever pole in the series for the VGRT team. Eric Powell scored that pole. He led early, but then copped the penalty for contact with the GS car.
If anyone in this GS fails, we see a battle for TCR lead. Eversley trying to hang on. Gonzalez down to the inside.
Gets established coming off a 10, through 11, back onto the banking, heavy braking for turn 12. Cooper's been good, and he's going to bring one of the Hyundais with him? No.
Gotzacker there was sniffing. He was looking for a move. Eversley was wise to it.
I think 2 weekends ago, he made that move. Harry Gotzacker may have left the nose of that Hyundai in there, but today he knows better.
Certainly does. Chatting with Ryan Eversley, communicating with him this morning, he said that Cupra has got a lot of strength, but we think we're better over the long green flag run. There's still 26 minutes to go. Will Gonzalez back up a little bit? There you see that weird smoke that kind of comes off the tail end of that Cupra when it's on overrun there into the brake zones.
As you said earlier, we've seen it on the Hyundais since they first debuted in Michelin Pilot Challenge, and it continues. The Cupra seems to have it as well. Eversley's dropped back a little bit. In addition to the text with Eric Powell, he also sent a picture. They wore out the tires on that first run. There's a look at the pass. Great job by Gonzalez being aggressive coming through that 8, 9, 10 complex. Gets side by side in the brake zone and takes the position.
Not a great day for him here today, unfortunately, but by finding that cutout, he's able to at least keep this race under green flag conditions for the rest of the field.
Yeah, Baker Racing not having the day that they would have wanted. James Vance up in 9th position with the other Audi. And at the front of the field, Victor Gonzalez Racing Team leading from Ryan Eversley, and Eversley's got his hands full with Harry Gotzacker and Carl Whitmer and Tim Lewis right there as well, and Eddie Gore in the Gore Racing Cooper Leon, the bright orange car. That is a quick car, we know that, because Tyler Gonzalez has cleared off to the tune of 2.5 seconds. Now it was contact from Shunkara down the inside at turn 1.
We've heard the drivers talk about how that is important, the battle for TCR down on the bottom of the screen. Ryan Eversley under attack from Harry Gotzacker aboard the 98 Brian Herta Autosport Hyundai.
So it was huge there, that battle for 3rd and 4th there between Gotzacker and Whitmer.
Speed closed down a little bit. It's not significant. It is not significant. I panicked there for a moment, seeing the trail of smoke. I think he might have just locked up a rear, lifting it up as he was leaning on the car. As these TCR, the front-wheel drive cars, you rake them towards the front, and to help them turn, you actually don't mind if the unloaded rear wheel, the inside rear wheel, outside rear wheel, excuse me, actually gets up in the air, and that helps rotate the back of the car.
Great job by Eversley and Neto to finish 2nd. But
it was perfect for everybody. Thank you, everybody. You guys did amazing. Congrats.
Vai, P2, Jota.
Tem na classe, né? Aqui primeiro
Tem
também.
na classe, ei. E a profecia?
Ó, 22 aqui é pódio, 23 aqui é vitória, 24 barremos o fim de semana com vitória, pole tudo, e 25 pódio de novo, segundo. 4 anos seguidos, 100% de pódio em Indianapolis. Aqui é sagrado pra nós.
Sagrado, hein, irmão?
Amém, amém. E vamos.
Good job, good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Aí é o problema. Prophecy, prophecy. Cuidado aí. Celso Neto chegando com o troféu dele aí, ó. Chegando com o troféu. Vitor também aí, ó. Aí vai pro vlog. Back to Orlando.